Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I know I'm looking a little crazy right now. Today I thought that we could do a little just chit chat, get ready with me. I am getting ready to go have a birthday party today, and I have work later at Sephora, so I'm just going to do my makeup for work tonight, and that's it. So get our hair out of our faces so that way we can do our makeup today. I am going to be going for a nice full coverage look. The holiday look for Sephora right now is just like a simple holiday glam. So it's basically a full coverage foundation, flawless face with a simple winged liner look, eye look, and then red lipstick. So that's what we're going to be doing today. The first thing, I've already moisturized my face, washed it, cleansed it, and moisturized. So next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and prime it. This is the Laura Geller Spackle Supercharged Fortified Under Makeup Primer. Whew. So I always like to prime my face because that is just going to help to allow the makeup to last longer on the face, to stay put where it needs to stay. So I just put some on my fingers and work it into the skin. And I just put it everywhere. I even like to drag it down on my chin a little, on my neck a little bit, because I do pull my foundation that way. So after I let the primer sink into my skin, I like to go ahead and color correct underneath my eyes. I have some dark circles from lots of stuff, lack of sleep. I have a 3-year-old, so busy, and so yeah, I like to use the Bobbi Brown. This is not going to focus. It is the Intensive Skin Serum Corrector, and I use the color Light Peach. Number 10, and I like to just put it right in the inner part of my eyes, and this is a peachy tone, so it's going to help correct the dark blue circle, well, not really circles, but just those dark blue purpley areas that I have under my eyes. And I just like to take this is a Sephora brand. This is actually a Pro Airbrush Blush Brush number 54, but it's super flat. It's like tapered, and I don't know, I like to use it for this. I've used it for blush too, but it's not my favorite for blush, but it works great for doing this. So once I've gone ahead and buffed that in, I go right into my foundation. And as you can tell, I have an acne scar. I have some well, it's just covered up by a little bit by that color corrector. I have some redness and discoloration in my skin. So what I like to use for a full coverage foundation is the Remarkable foundation from Marc Jacobs. This is one of my absolute favorite full coverage foundations. Like I said, I have oily skin, so this really works for me. I have it in the color 28 Bisque Taupe. Now right now this is very dark for me, and it oxidizes. So not only is it a little bit darker for my skin tone, but it does oxidize a little bit darker. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to mix in some of this. This is the Givenchy Eclat Matissime. Terrible. It's a mattifying foundation from Givenchy, and this is in the color Matte Sand number 3. I don't believe they make this anymore. I got this in my gratis a while back from Sephora, but it's a super fair color, so I like to mix these. They're both mattifying foundations, so they're going to help to control my oils and give me that super full coverage, flawless foundation look that I enjoy. So I'm going to mix these up. I'm going to put them on my face, and I'll be right back. Okay, so what I like to do is mix it up on the back of my hand, and I take some and I just spread it on my face. And don't worry, my hands are completely sanitized and clean. Now the Remarkable foundation on its own is a little bit thick. You don't need a whole lot of it. Now watch when I wipe this. when I swipe it. Oh, totally full coverage, just gonna cover everything. The Remarkable foundation is a little thick on its own, mixed in with the Givenchy. It is a lot creamier, so I like it that consistency better as well. I'm just going to take my Real Techniques Miracles blending sponge, get the rest of that foundation off the back of my hand. Another thing that I like to do before I start blending my foundation out is I like to take the MAC Fix Plus and I like to spritz my foundation. What this does is it just helps to, for me, is I find that it just helps to set the foundation. The Remarkable foundation in particular can get a little cakey. If you're not careful, it does cling to dry patches. So if you're not careful and if your skin's not properly hydrated, even if you have oily skin like I do, it will cling to any dry patches that you might have. So I have some dry patches on the edges of my nose and my mouth. I think it's from a cleanser that I've been using because usually I'm super oily in my T-zone. But I've been having a couple of dry patches. I want to make sure that the foundation's not going to cling to those. So I'm just going to buff this out. And it still looks a little dark right now on camera, but when I set it and everything, it'll be fine after I'm said and done. It'll be fine. I do like the original Beauty Blender better than these, but these work just fine. Sorry, my tank top that's terrible. Sorry. Then I like to drag it down my neck just a little bit. And this one in particular, because that Remarkable foundation is so thick, I just give some extra blending. Because I have some fine lines and wrinkles, and I don't like it to settle into any of those. So let's chit chat, guys. Y'all don't know anything about me, really, because I'm brand new. So I work full time. I am 31 years old. It's kind of weird saying that. It's not a big deal, but I just feel weird sometimes saying it. Oh, I have an itch. I hate when I have an itch right after I put on foundation, because I haven't had a chance to set it yet, and it gets everywhere. It'll, you know, if I scratch, then my foundation moves. So anyway, I am 31 years old. I am married. I have a 3-year-old little boy who is the light of my life. I love him and my husband. They're both wonderful. So if you hear anything in the background or any noise or little voices, that's my son. Next, I'm going to go in with my concealer. So I love to mix everything. Oh, Jesus. So I like to mix everything. So I'm going to be mixing this Sephora Gel Serum Concealer in the number 6 with the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation Concealer in the color Fair Neutral. I mix these because the gel serum concealer gives me a little bit more coverage, especially with these Glam full coverage foundation. I want to make sure that my concealer is also full coverage. I'm going to be doing a haul soon. And I got the Tarte Shape Tape, so I'm super excited to try that, to see what kind of, heard it's amazing coverage. So I got that to see. And then that, as you can tell, the Sephora one is very close to my skin tone. The Urban Decay one is super light, so this one's going to help to brighten under my eyes and kind of highlight. So I just put it right on top. I don't blend it out first. You know, do those little triangles under the eyes. I like to get some on my forehead, down my nose, Cupid's bow, chin. And then we're going to go ahead and blend it out. If y'all can tell, you see how the foundation is already sinking into these fine lines? Once I set everything, that will disappear a little bit, but you have to be careful with that Remarkable foundation because it does tend to want to settle. So we'll blend this in with my sponge. And excuse me, that was my stomach rumbling. That's disgusting. Anyway, what else? What else about me? I work a full-time job, Monday through Friday. I work a part-time job because I work at Sephora. Now, I don't have to work a part-time job. I make a good living, but I love Sephora and I love working there. I love the Sephora that I'm at. The people are just really good people, really nice. The environment is pleasant, and I just love the store. So I figured, you know, if I wanted to, you know, it never hurts to have a little extra money. I mean, I always want extra money, right? Who doesn't? So I figured, why not work at a place that you really enjoy being? And I really enjoy being there. So it works out really good for me. And you want to make sure you get any of those, if it has sunk into any lines, any wrinkles. Hopefully y'all don't have any wrinkles like I do, but okay. And you can just see how that concealer really helped to lighten up the foundation so that it's already matching better with my skin tone. So let's see. I like to go in when I work at Sephora, like on days when I work at Sephora, I like to use most products that are from Sephora, because people will ask me like, hey, what foundation are you wearing? What are you wearing? So I do like to use most of the products on my face that are from Sephora, but I like to use stuff in my collection so that I'm currently using. I'm not going to open up a ton of products just to have them open. So this is the NYX HD Studio loose translucent setting powder. I enjoy this. I'm almost out of it. I like to set my face. It gives just a real matte look. Let's see. And for this, I'm using, oh god, I shook it too much. I like using the e.l.f. This is actually the e.l.f. blush brush, but look at how tapered it is. It's perfect for the under eyes. Apparently I like blush brushes for my under eye area. So I just take some on there, and I go ahead and set where I put that concealer. And this works pretty good for setting. I like to make sure I stamp it and then like swish it around my fine lines. Yes. And then I like to do a nice bit of that on my forehead. Again, to help with those fine lines. And I'll show y'all the after effect that powder really has when you set everything. That's why it's so important to set your concealers and foundations. I set my eyelids too, just habit, because I did put concealer on there, so I just set it. Show you the difference with that powder. So can y'all see the line is still right here because I have not set the side of my face, but I set the front, and how the lines are basically gone. So setting the makeup is very important. Then I like to go in with this Wet n Wild contour palette, and this is the one in the Dolce de Leche, and I take the highlighter side. This gives just a nice bright brightness underneath my eyes and where I put that concealer. So I just very lightly sweep it under the eyes, nose. I like to put it on my chin, in those line areas, and then on the forehead as well. Yes. And already you can see a difference in the texture. I have no discoloration. It's the texture, the discoloration has all been covered up by the foundation concealer. So then I need to go in and set my foundation because I don't use any cream products like bronzer or blush or highlight. I'm not a cream person. The only creams I like to use are foundations, and sometimes I'll use a cream based on the eyeshadow, but that's it. So this I'm going in with, this is not the original packaging that it comes in. This is a powder from Givenchy. I got it in gratis from Sephora. It is a face powder and a blush duo, but the blush is so, I hate this packaging. They don't make this anymore. It's not available on Sephora's website anyway. But this is so dumb to me. Like, I will never have a blush brush small enough to fit in that little area. Luckily for me, the blush is really not even that visible. So I take, this is a Sephora brand 55.5. This is the mini airbrush brush. It's just a powder brush, but it's the mini one. So I take this and I really focus it on the top. If I get some of that pink in it, it's not a big deal. I just focus it on the top. And this powder is light enough that it's not going to add any darkness to my face, because you know that foundation was just a little bit darker. But it's a powder foundation, so it is going to give me a little bit of coverage, but not a whole lot of color, which I like. And I like to, if you can see, I'm patting it in first, and then I'll go in and kind of buff it out, because I don't want to disturb the foundation underneath, so I pat it on first to set it, and then I'll kind of buff it all around. I don't know if y'all can hear that. My son is like right outside the door asking my husband, what is mommy doing? I guess he can hear me talking in here like a crazy person to myself. Well, he thinks it's to myself. So next I'm going to go in with my bronzer. And for that I'm using the Sun Bunny bronzer from Too Faced. This is a little travel size version that I got when I ordered something off of Sephora. This is also in my 12 Pants of Christmas challenge, so you can check that out. I just take a nice big fluffy brush. This is the complexion brush from e.l.f. and I go ahead and put that right similar to where I would contour, but a little more widespread. Just kind of buff that over the cheeks, into the temples, onto the forehead. And I like to take this down just a little bit on the neck to get everything nice and even. And that's it. Next, we contour. And for contour, I'm going to use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. When I first received this is another little sample that I got. This is also in my 12 Pants of Christmas. When I first got this, I was like, dear God, this is way too dark for me to ever use as a contour. But I decided to start using it, and when I go in with a relatively light hand, it looks perfectly fine on me. So I take this and I put it right in the hollows of my cheeks. And I just go back and forth, and I'm doing like little circular motions in between. And then I bring it up close to the hairline towards the temple. And this really just helps to define the cheekbones, because it's creating a shadow and it makes your cheekbones appear higher and your face appear a little slimmer. I like to take it on the hairline as well. And then I don't really nose contour ever, but I do like, because I put so much concealer and highlight on the face, I like to go ahead and just on the very edges, add a little bit of this contour color. Now, because we're using a nice fluffy brush, it's nothing too dense. You can just see there's a slight shadow now, and then the bridge of my nose is nice and highlighted. Because I have this double chin area action going on, I do like to contour underneath the jawline. And this is just going to give a slight shadow effect so that your face just appears slightly slimmer. And I just buff that along and then kind of down the neck as well. So along the jawline and down the neck. And that's it. Alright, let's talk, guys. So what else? We talked about my work. We talked about my family. Oh, I live in southern Louisiana. So most people tell me that I don't sound like I live in southern Louisiana, but I do, born and raised here. So I think the most southern y'all hear me is when I say y'all. But I really like it down here. It's hot. It's supposed to be the dead of winter right now. It's like November, December. It's supposed to be winter, and it's like 68 degrees outside. We're having a hot winter. So I try not to complain too much about it, because you know when the real winter comes, I'm going to be like, oh, it's freezing. It's too cold. I can't deal with it. So for blush, this is just a Sephora palette that I bought empty. These are the benefit products. These four are blushes right here. This is a contour. This was a palette that holiday palette last year, I think, or a specialty palette from last year that I bought. I was super dumb when I depotted them and put them in here, because I didn't scrape the back of them off, like of all that gooey glue and stuff. So they are literally in here. I tried to lift this one up a little bit, and it broke everywhere. It broke. Oh. And for this, I'm going to use a Real Techniques. This is a, oh my god, another blush brush. Are you kidding me? I do my whole face with blush brushes, apparently. So I am going to mix Dandelion and Rockateur. Is that Rockateur? Yeah. Dandelion and Rockateur, because Dandelion is actually a very soft pink that is used. They say that you can actually set your entire face with it. I don't know about that. So I'm going to go in super light-handed with this Dandelion first to give my skin a nice pinky glow. And, well, at least I'm using a blush brush for a blush this time. I love this blush brush, by the way. It is amazing. It's so fluffy. It distributes the product perfectly. And I'm sorry, some of y'all are going to be disgusted that I blow on my products, but I'm not a professional makeup artist. I don't do other people's makeup. I only do my own, so all these products are personal to me. So I do blow on them. I'm sorry if that disgusts you, but okay. So that just gave us a nice little dusting. I'm going to go in a little bit with the Rockateur to deepen that up just a little bit. And again, these are products that are sold at Sephora because I'm getting ready to go to work, so. Alright. And with that Rockateur, you get a little bit of sheen. Do you see how I have a little bit of sheen with that? So, I really do like the way that that combo looks. And it's just a very soft flush of color on the cheeks. Because like I said, the focus is going to be our lips, so we don't want to take away too much from the cheeks. We don't want to take away too much from the lips with an outrageous blush. So for eyebrows, this is going to be so hard to do on camera because I've never done my eyebrows really on camera before because they take me forever. So first I go ahead and I do my mirror right here. So I spoolie them out. Now as y'all can tell, I do have a lot of brow to begin with, but they're very kind of thin. They're not prominent. They have some sparse sections, so I do like a more prominent brow. So let's see what we can do. I guess I'm going to use this. This is my Benefit Goof Proof Brow Pencil. This is the more triangular shaped one. So we're going to go in here and see what we can do with this. Hopefully you guys can see. I just like to start from the front and kind of fill them in. I am going to edit this because my brows will take me, oh god, a good 10 or 15 minutes to do. So I'm going to show y'all just a little bit and then I'll edit this out. But I like, most people do like that faded from the front. Like the front is super thin and I like that faded brow look. I'm not a fan of that. I think it looks good on other people. I think it looks ridiculous on me. So, I don't know, maybe y'all can tell me what y'all think or how y'all do it. Maybe I'm just not good at it. I haven't practiced it enough. But, I just take short strokes with this pencil. And I'm just filling in the eyebrow. Oh, and I use number 4. This is number 4. And it does look a little dark, but I'm going to spool it out. But you can tell already, like, how prominent my brow is. And I feel like when you're doing a full face of makeup, a nice prominent brow is, like, essential. Okay. So I'm going to go finish my brows, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm glad that I didn't film that for you guys because it was, the struggle was real. So after I do the pencil, no matter what, I always like to go in with the Anastasia brow powder. This one is a medium brown to set everything. I do this mainly because I do have oilier skin and eyebrows, but I also do it because I feel like the powder gives the brows just a touch more of a natural look. I mean, obviously I'm drawing my eyebrows on, like everyone can tell that my eyebrows are drawn on, but for me personally, I just feel like it gives me a little bit more of a natural look. So just put that on. Fill this in. Oh god, these brows today, the struggle, the struggle. And then the powder also helps to set or conceal any of those. Like I have some super sparse areas that maybe the pencil just couldn't get, or I spooled it out so it just looks sparse again. Brows are a struggle. Oh, I just hit pan, guys. Look. Oh, look at that beautiful pan. I have been using this eyebrow powder for, I am not even lying, years. I've been using this eyebrow powder. And I finally hit pan. Oh, you guys. You don't know. You don't know how excited I am about that. Oh man, that's beautiful. And then I just take the spoolie one more time, and I'm gonna spoolie those brows out. Alright, so let's see. Anything else? I'm sure you guys, there's so much stuff I could tell you guys about myself, but I don't watch a lot of TV. I do like shows like The Voice. My husband and I like to watch The Flash, but because we do have a 3-year-old little boy, we watch a lot of Ninja Turtles, a lot of Curious George, a lot of cartoon type stuff. So when we do watch TV, that's what we watch a lot of. So nothing special there. So let's move on to the eyes. If y'all have any questions, just let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Moving on to the eyes. I'm going to be using this Wonderful Dreams palette from Sephora. This was a holiday palette from Sephora last year. This thing was so worth it. It was like, I don't know how much it was, but it was so worth it. I think they have another one out this year. I'm not entirely sure, but the shadows are really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, and there's this shade called Soft Cookie. It's a little bit on like a neutrally beige tone. I'm just going to set my whole eye with this color. So I used to use, I mean, as y'all can tell, I didn't use a specific eyeshadow primer. So I used to love priming my eyes because it helped the shadows, you know, primer helps shadows not to crease. It helps the longevity of the eyeshadows, all that good stuff, right? And I loved the Urban Decay Original Eyeshadow Primer Potion. My favorite one, okay? And then I started just using my foundation and concealer all over, including my eyes, and I feel like I don't have a need for a separate eyeshadow primer. Now, if there ever is the case that I do my eyeshadow first, which honestly, I don't know, I don't do that. It seems so awkward to me to do my eyes first and then my face. I'm in such a routine to do it the opposite way, my face and then my eyes. So if I get, you know, I guess if I were to ever do my eyes first, I would obviously use an eyeshadow primer. But because I do my face first, I just use my foundation and concealer to prime my eyes, and then I set it with powder and shadow. So, oh, Jesus. This is the Sigma E40 brush. Like every YouTuber has to have that brush, right? Then I'm going to go, and this is the Sephora Brand Pro Featherweight Crease Brush. I love this brush. It's so soft. And I'm going to go in with this deeper brown shade. And we are doing a super, super, almost naked eye today. So I'm just going to take that a little bit into the crease, the edge of the eye, and into the crease. Because Sephora's holiday look right now is literally, they want you to wear a full glam face with just liquid liner, like a cat liner, and red lipstick. I said, oh, can I put like a little bit of glitter? Can I do, you know, a little something to the eye? Because I like a little something. And I was told, nope, the look is a very plain, simple eye with winged liner and a bold red lip. So that's it. That's what we're doing. So I just added a little bit of that brown shade into my crease, and I'm just really blowing that out, buffing it out, so that it just creates a little bit of definition to the crease into the outer corner of my eye for that wing liner. Alright. I think I'm going to keep this palette out so I can use it to highlight the brow bone in the inner corner. So for I'm knocking stuff over. So for the wing liner, I'm going to use the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. I love this stuff. This pen is almost out. It makes me so sad. I do have some more, but oh my god. I just tried to pick up the stuff that fell, and I just knocked like 8 other things over. So this pen's almost out. I'm going to see if I can do a wing liner with it, and I'm going to see if I can do it with you guys watching me, but I don't know. So I like to start, most people start on the top and then do their wing. I like to do opposite. I like to start on the wing, flick it out, and then work my way in. So I take it from the corner, nice little flick, and I'm not going to do a big wing today. And then I just swoop it in. The Kat Von D liner is super easy to use. It is very fluid, and the pen form for me is very easy to handle. I'm not doing a huge wing, but I am doing a pretty thick line. Just because there's nothing else on the eye, so that's it, it's just liner. Oh. And you see how this liner allowed me to get like right into the corner of my eye with no issues. The tip of this liner is really perfect. So I'm going to go and do the other wing and I'll be back. Okay, so I went ahead and finished that other wing. They got a little bit bigger just because this one didn't want to cooperate, so I had to even them out. But that's it. I'm going to go in with the Makeup Forever pencil liner, and I don't know, it's probably got a number shade because that's how Makeup Forever does, but it's just black. And do my waterline. I have, and I'm doing this really to connect that wing, oh god, I'm gonna have to fix that, to connect the wing liner, so it just doesn't look so there. Do my tight line. So that way this helps to give a thickness to the lash line, all that dark. Okay, and what I'm gonna do for the bottom lashes, since I just threw that liner on, is I'm just gonna smudge it a little bit. Just to give me a very light, smoky look under the eye. And then we're going to go in with mascara. I'm going to curl my lashes with the Tarte eyelash curler. I am tempted to put on some false lashes just because this look is so, in my opinion, a little bit plain. This is a great everyday look, I think. Just simple, easy, everyday look. But for me, like ultra glam, like I would throw some glitter on the eyes, something, you know? Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna go in with a, throwing everything around. This is a e.l.f. This says it's a crease brush, but it's tiny. It looks like a pencil brush. I'm going to go in with this nice shimmery white shade from that Sephora palette. And I am going to highlight the inner corners. Oh, yes. Bring in some of that nice shimmer that I was missing. I feel like this look just needs, like, if we're talking holiday glam, you need some sort of pop, some glitter, something, in my opinion. And this is very bright. So what I do for my brow bone is I like to like paint stripe it on. Oh, never leave it like that. And then I'll take my fluffy brush that I did my like setting or transition color, and I'll just go over it and buff it, so that way you still get the hint of that shine. You see the difference, like, oh, it looks so natural, boom, highlight. So that way you still get that shimmer, that highlight under the brow bone, but it's not so in your face. That's what I like to do. And then this is such a long one, guys. So I'm going to go in with my Seals Booster Primer from Lancome. This is my absolute favorite. Do a few coats of that. And I like to do a generous amount of this on my lashes. Oh god, I just stuck myself. That's what you get when you talk and you do your makeup. Oh, Jesus. That was That was a good one. I got myself good. You see my eyes watering? Hold on. Ooh. Alright. So, you can tell how much of this I put on because my lashes do look white. But this stuff, oh my god, I curl my lashes, I put this stuff on. It holds them upright and in place all day long. It doesn't matter what mascara I use over it. It could be high-end, it could be drugstore, it could be $1 e.l.f. mascara. It does not matter. As long as I put this Seals Booster Primer from Lancome on first, my mascara looks amazing. And I do have decent eyebrows. I do have decent eyelashes, but they're kind of wonky. Like this side, this one in particular, my lashes on the outer side like to like curve inward. They don't like to stay put. So this primer really helps them to just stay where they need to be. So I'll do a coat of that, and today I'm gonna pair it with the Lancome Hypnose Drama. This is my absolute favorite mascara. It just really lengthens and volumizes when it's on top of that Seals Booster. It just works phenomenally. It's got a funky looking wand. Do you see how kind of twisty and weird it looks? And I tell people all the time when I'm working at Sephora, because they'll ask me like, oh, what is your favorite, you know, mascara or whatever, and I'm like, it's the Lancome Hypnose Drama, but the wand is really weird looking, but it helps, in my opinion, to like separate and lengthen and volumize. Like it does everything, because all those bristles are turned all those different ways, and it really just gets in there and really works through the eyelashes. Oh geez. So what else can I tell you guys about myself? I am one of 3 children, so I'm the middle. So I have that middle child syndrome. No, just playing. I have a older sister and a younger brother. My husband and I met in high school, and we were not high school sweethearts. We actually both had separate relationships in high school, and then we started dating in college, and happily ever after. I'm gonna go in with the, I don't have a bottom lash mascara from Sephora that I really like open right now, so usually I'll use the Lash Accelerator by Rimmel, but even more lately I've been loving the MAC Extended Play mascara because the wand is so tiny, and I love this for the bottom lashes. And this stuff is so black, like I barely put any on my lashes, and it just excuse me for the sniffles. Does anyone else have issues with their nose running when they do their makeup? Like my nose, it's ridiculous. Go ahead and look at that lower lash line. Oh, it's so good. And then you know what? I'm gonna do this too, because I had a spoolie off, and this mascara is so black. Look at how black. Like, look at the difference that just made. If y'all could see it. I'm not sure. But just like run these along like the edges and just give it like a small coat. That looks much better. Okay, so that's all we're gonna do for the eyes. Super, just simple glam look. The extensive mascara really helps to make it a glam look, and then the wing liner, the little pop of shimmer, I think just takes it up a level. And if you didn't have lashes, like natural lashes, just go ahead and pop on some falsies if you want. If you don't want to, don't do it. I didn't do it. I don't want to. So I'm going to set my brows with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I never realized what a difference it truly made. The clear brow gel just helps to like get rid of that powdery residue on the brows so that they stand out just a little bit more and they don't look so powdery and dull. Take off that concealer from my mouth. And because we're going to be doing a red today, I'm going to do liner, which Lord help me, I'm not a lip liner. Oh God, Lord help me. Sharpen this bad boy. This is a Sephora Nano Liner in number 20 Real Red. It's like a deeper orangey red. Let's see if I can... Actually, you know what? I'm going to highlight first. Lord help me, I'm going to highlight first. Which one do I want to use? I'm going to use the Laura Mercier. This is the Laura Mercier Highlight, the Matte Radiance Baked Powder Highlight 01. This is a small size that I bought in one of those Sephora favorite packs last year. And I'm going to be using the Sephora Pro Featherweight Blending Brush. It's like a long, fluffy brush. I love this for highlighting. And I'm just going to swirl that in there. And this highlight is so good. It gives you more of a natural glow. I mean, of course, the lights are shining on it right now, so it is bam in your face. But it is actually more of a natural glow, and I like the tone and the color of this one. Because it's more of a white, very light champagne-y tone. I'm terrible at highlighting my Cupid's bow. Is anyone else? Like, I see people highlighting their Cupid's bow, and I'm like, how do they do it so perfectly? Mine always comes out kind of wonky looking. But that highlight really does just give a super natural glow to the skin. And because we're focusing on our red lips today, I thought that would be best. Okay, so let's go in with liner. And of course, I'm not blessed with having like perfectly symmetrical lips, so I have to improvise and kind of draw in the left side of my mouth a little bit outside the line, the natural line, to be symmetrical with the right side. I actually hate putting on a lip liner. It's like too technical for me. And then red lip liner, like I feel like one little and like my whole face is messed up. Like even, who even knows? And then I'm gonna just fill this in a little bit. So that way my red lip has a little bit more staying power. I'm actually going to use a YSL lipstick. I've never used this one before. I got this. This is a little mini version, just a little mini size. And what shade is this? 01. Alright, 01. I got this in gratis from Sephora, so I've never used it, but it's a beautiful red. Oh wow, that is really creamy. Oh my god, it smells so good. Oh Jesus, Lord Holly. I don't want to fall in love with the YSL lipstick, because that is pricey. Oh my god. Oh Jesus, I just went out the lip. I just went out the lip line. Oh my god, this is one of the creamiest. And it smells so good. Now my only concern, that went on beautifully. It's shiny, it's really pretty. Wow, I was really surprised by that. My only concern with a red lip that is this creamy is that it is going to bleed outside of my lip line or into the fine lines. We will see how this wears. I was very impressed with how it went on, so we'll see how it wears throughout the day. It's very creamy, so I know I'm glad I did put the liner all over the lip underneath it, because this otherwise would not wear for a very long time. Sorry, I just cracked my knuckle. So this is the finished look, guys. I hope you like it. It's just a really a simple glam look, super glam. That the red lip just gives it something, a little oomph, and I like the way it turned out. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So I hope you guys like this Chit Chat Get Ready with me and learned a little bit about me. I am still very new to YouTube, and I would appreciate it if you guys subscribed or liked this video, tell your friends. I plan on making lots more videos, and I just love makeup and playing around, so this is a fun little hobby for me, and I would appreciate it if you guys stuck around to watch me. If you have any questions about me or any of the products that I use, just let me know. And thank you guys for watching. I know this was a long one. Thanks for sticking around, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.